will start. Feel free to ask us any questions along the way. Don't worry about stopping the presentation. All right.
Yes. Okay, so it's super nice to have you here. This is an onboarding session for the Building the Future Hackathon happening since February till April in 2022. And today we aim to clarify the steps you should take and assets you should deliver to register, create, and develop your project to win the final prize. Note that this is an interactive session, like Francisco said, and you can interrupt us at any time during this presentation with any doubts you might have. So shall we start? We've gathered up with upcoming energies and InnoEnergy to provide you guys the opportunity to make a change in the world by making it low carbon. Therefore, we addressed some of GOP's main concerns and objectives regarding energy and created these 5 categories. The first, to create a tool or solution for alternative solar PV applications. The second, we would like for you to give us a solution to finance the energy transition. Then a tool or software solutions to make electric vehicles batteries more accessible for a second life. And the third, for finding the best locations for solar communities. And the last but not least, a solution or tool to optimize the hydrogen refueling stations. You can find out more about each one of the categories on the Taikai's platform tab. I'll leave the link here so that you can go check it afterwards. This is our team. Miguel from iMatch, and me and Francisco from Microsoft Portugal. Same again, we're at your guard. You can ask us anything, whatever you may want to know. Just email us or send us any message that with a doubt you may have.
Yeah, you can use the message on the Taikai platform. Or my email is on the FAQs, I think. Yeah, so just reach out.
Yeah. So on this presentation, and thank you, Margarida, on this presentation, we'll go across the 7 steps or 7 periods that this hackathon consists of. The first one is the one going right now, which is the registrations. And as I've said before the recording, don't worry if you don't have a team. Miguel will explain you later how to get a team or how to look for new participants for your team. So don't worry. And beware that this registration phase ends on this Sunday. So aside from some exceptions. So please try to find your teammates, register your team, and make sure you have everything ready to go along the next steps of the timeline. The timeline also consists of the ideation phase, the pre-selection, development, the pitch, the crowd voting, and finally the winner's announcement. And I will repeat it, don't worry, we'll go across every single one of these steps.
So to find the team, it's actually super easy. You have the matchmaking tool on the platform, and you can do it 2 ways. So either you have a team already, and so either you have a project already and you go to your project, and you go here in the tab positions. You can create a position, like let's say you're looking for an AI specialist, something like that, with AI experience. It's super badly written, experience. Yeah, and you create a job opening. So some people can apply to this opening, and you can talk to them and see if they're a good fit for your project. Or if you don't have a team, you just go back to the overview tab, and on the matchmaking feature, you can set yourself available to be invited to projects. So just click here on yes, and then on the list of participants, you'll have this button. So everyone who has a project can invite you to your project. or also you can apply to the positions that are open. So that's pretty much it. It's super easy, and you have also a guide on the resources. You have a guide on how to use matchmaking. So going back to the presentation now, go ahead, Francisco.
Yeah. And then the next step is the ideation phase. I think the name is pretty clear. And what this step means is you'll get 2 weeks, maybe a few more days, but basically 2 weeks to develop the foundation of your idea. So on this step, it's not required to start developing or coding, programming your idea technically. You just need to focus on the concept and make sure that the basis is all lined up. For this step, you'll already get access to the mentors, which will be published on the page later on. And make sure to use these mentors to contact them and get an opinion on if your idea is viable on the real world, if it would be profitable, for example, if it can be applied technically. Maybe your idea is too robust to be applied by yourself and your teammates. Okay, so feel free to use your mentors on this step already.
Just one thing, Francisco. I don't think that the slides are passing going through.
No, I didn't pass
Yeah,
them.
it's okay. You can move now, I think.
Because I'm actually yeah, okay, that's right, yeah. I'm sorry about that, yeah.
No, it's okay.
So the ideation phase, yeah. And now let me show you how to contact a mentor. So it's, as Francisco was saying, these are amazing people that will be helping us throughout the project. So there are experts in their fields of areas. So we have people from Galp, from Microsoft, from Energy. So make sure you talk to them to really boost your project. So to schedule a meeting with them, it's super easy. You go to the tab mentors, and then you have right now we only have Francisco as a test, but by the end of this week we'll have the mentors here, and you can click on them to check for their biography. But it's much easier, like if you just go here and on the link you'll have the Calendly's mentor. So it's super easy. You just set a date with him, you confirm it, and then you'll have the link and the confirmation on your email. So Margarida,
Go ahead.
So to this phase, what do we want to see on your project page? What we're looking for is that you address in first place the problem. So really try to describe it with numbers. It's very important for us to know which problem you are addressing, and then the value proposition of your project. So how is it different from the others in the market? The solution. So how in practical terms, how would your solution work? And the technologies you want to use, and finally the team. So tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you come from, for us to get to know you better, and just remember to be as descriptive as possible. The jury likes images. Make sure your text is clear for everyone to understand. So be descriptive because the jury likes that.
Afterwards, after the ideation phase ending on March 6th, we enter the pre-selection one. And here the jury will see and gather your information, and the submissions will be evaluated. This is a phase that has both mentors and jury evaluating, giving their insights and their opinions on the projects, and following this great criteria that you can see on the right. First impressions is the first thing Miguel was talking about. images, be clear, be very visual, and very straightforward to the point to what your project is and how is it going to solve the problem. And then the problem solution fits. How is that project described and how is that project aligned with the challenges we have, and how feasible it is, what's its potential. Then it will also be acquainted the economic viability of the project. It's important for you to consider the costs and the return that the project will give. From this semi-final, this pre-final phase, 10 teams will move on, 10 semi-finalists, and this means that we'll choose 2 per category, assuming a minimum quality. So we are aiming for the 2 first places of each category, assuming that the minimum requirements are met and the jury approves these projects to move on. However, these numbers may change according to the number of submissions we have. This is the jury, will be composed of 4 people. We have Marco Antonio, a techie from Microsoft Portugal. We have Tomás and Manuel from iMatch and Galp. These are very innovation and business-oriented professionals. So these have an area of expertise on business projects and innovation. And we have André Fernandes from Inon Energy that has a main focus on energy. However, all 4 will evaluate all projects equally regarding each criteria and assessment.
All right, so the next step, and one of the most important ones, is the development phase. And this period will take about 3 weeks, so you have enough time to develop your prototype. And Miguel, if you can just move on to the next slide, just so it's easier for them to see what they have to do. So this step is very important, and it's basically the time for you to develop your prototype. I would like to tell you again that, especially on this phase, make sure you contact the mentors and use them to your advantage. Tell them specific questions you might have. Don't go into a meeting with general questions. Just try to talk to them about a specific bug, something you would like to improve and how to do it. And don't waste the mentor's time, but feel free to use them as much as possible. So more specifically, what do you have to do by the end of these 3 weeks? You have to obviously update your project page since you've last done it on the ideation phase. You need to talk about what you've done on this phase and how does your prototype work. You also need to share a link so that the jury can access your code, for example, a GitHub link. And on the last step, you need to create a demo video. Don't worry, it's not about how well you can edit the video. We just need you to, in a maximum of 5 minutes, explain your prototype, explain what was your process behind it, and make it clear and interesting. Try to sell the idea, and don't worry about any effects or edition. Don't worry about that. We really care about the development of your idea. And also, you should use this time, if you're confident, you should really use this time to start preparing your pitch as well as you do the demo video. So in case you move on, you have the option, you have the presentation already moving and ready to go into the next phase.
Exactly. So the development will end on the 27th, but on the 30th we'll have the pitch. So this will be a live session. So you'll pitch to the 4 jury. Margarida presented us. It will be on the 30th of March at 3 p.m. And will be a presentation, a 5-minute presentation, followed by 10 minutes of Q&A. So really use this opportunity to sell your project, to make sure you add value to it. And jury will be looking at the innovation potential, the problem solution fit, the progress and functionality and the Azure development. So how well have you how was your progress in developing the solution, and how well did you use Azure to do it? And finally, the pitch quality and impact. From this final pitch, we will select 5 finalists. So from the 10 semi-finalists, we will select, jury will select 5. Ideally 1 per category, depending on the quality again. But these 5 finalists will be moving forward to the crowd voting. So this is the time where you will gather the maximum votes possible. So reach out to your family, to your friends, to vote on your project, because the bigger number of votes will be the winner. So the 3 prize monies will be handed to the 3 teams with more votes. And this will be from the moment you end your pitch until the 5th of April, and then we will announce the winners on the 6th. So as I was saying, the first place will get 3,000 euros, the second place 1,500 euros, and the third place 500 euros. But make sure that the bigger prize would be if your solution is really interesting, even if it's not the first place, but if it's one of the 5 finalists, then you have a clear opportunity to further develop it with upcoming energies. So Galp, if it's really good. So that's all we have for you today. Please feel free to ask us any questions if you have any doubts. We're here for you. So maybe we can use this time if you have some questions, and now I'll just stop sharing.
Just before we go into the Q&A, I forgot to mention, and it's also something important for you. In the development phase, it requires that you code and implement some of your project on Azure. And don't worry, it won't cost you anything. We'll provide you with free Azure passes for that period. Damani has got a question. Go ahead, Damani.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us and having this great informative session. But I have a concern I think I have 2 questions, but first the concern is about if you do make it to the top 5, it just come down to how much persons vote for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We are thinking because if you look at the 5 categories, some of them are really different from each other. And so if it came down, for example, if the final winner came down to the jury decision, there would be a high chance of maybe not being for example, the best project winning. And we thought that the jury selecting the 5 best and then moving to a crowd voting would be a more fair decision for everyone, depending on the category independent of the category they chose.
Okay, I get what you mean there.
Yeah, but obviously we know no decision is perfect, and we spent a lot of time thinking about it, but that's the way we thought was most fair to everyone.
Okay.
And
so
do you have a second question, right?
yes, it was regarding, is this a competition more about software, or you can have an actual solution? You made mention to Microsoft a lot, and I see on the website where you talk about digital applications where if you have, let's say, for example, an application that optimizes energy consumption, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can obviously you can present a solution of energy. Well, you said energy
Optimization,
optimization, exactly.
consumption, energy consumption optimization.
Although it's not directly related to any category in specific, you are invited, of course, to present that project. Although when the jury will evaluate it, you probably in the criteria where they evaluate the problem, the solution alignment with the hackathon challenge, you won't be very much well evaluated.
Yeah, I think the money, if I'm not mistaken, you're asking, imagine independent of your category pick, yes, you can develop an application, you can develop all kinds of tools, as long as they fit the category you picked and they have enough technology innovation inside them. So if you want to create a tool, if you want to create an application, you can be flexible on that as long as you meet the rest of the parameters.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
all
be
right,
creative.
thanks.
Yeah. Mhm.
And also regarding those questions, feel free to, once you step into the ideation phase, feel free to consult with different mentors to get their opinions on the tool or application you're planning on creating.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tobias?
Yep. Do you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was, I think it's maybe related to the question asked before, but one of our ideas could involve like a hardware as well. So like maybe some sensors and everything. How does that work? Because I feel like now it might only be software, or could you also do orders for hardware?
No, you can present your solution with hardware. We just have the requirement of involving some kinds of Azure software in it. So even if it's like an application or using Power Platforms, for instance, anything you can use with our Azure Pass, it can be a small part of the project. It has to be developed there, but you can have as many pieces of hardware you want, as many constituents for the project as you need. It's your idea, it's your project. You are totally free to be creative in that part.
Yeah, the winners of the last edition, Cycle AI, that group actually developed some piece of, it was actually related to hardware as well. Their solution used Azure, but also it was about bicycles, of course, and it also consisted of hardware. So don't worry about, as we've said, we will be flexible on what your solution consists of, as long as you meet the parameters. So don't worry and be free on your ideas.
Okay, cool. But there is no budget for, like, if we want to order an Arduino or something, we would have to pay that for ourselves, I guess.
Yeah. For now we'll only give you the Azure passes. All the rest is up to you.
Okay, that's fine.
Does anyone have? Yeah, go Damani.
Yes. Also of possibility that I might enter with 2 solutions. Is that allowed?
Not at all, but you're mentioning you having 2 projects or 2 solutions inside the same category.
2 projects.
That's I can check the rules and answer to you later because I believe we have some rules against it, but I can actually
Anyway, the best scenario for you, Damani, regarding that question you asked is, think about your 2 ideas, your 2 projects, and try to talk to a mentor and explain to them your 2 different projects, and maybe try to get mentors to help you pick one, or which one do you think is better for this category, for example. That would be a better use of your time than trying to focus and develop 2 different ideas. Okay.
All right. So my entry is in biofuels.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's applicable.
You're asking if it's applicable
Yeah.
with the categories that we have on the challenge.
Yes. I saw that it was kind of applicable to, I think, category 4, but I'm not sure.
Category 4.
Renewable energy is normally about solar and wind.
I think it's actually to the way you described your project and you adapt your project and your context to the challenge we have. So if you have an idea and you adapt it around and you can sell it as that category, it will work. It's not straightforward as it is. It has to be this or it has to be that. You can be creative inside that category if you can if you can change your idea in order to fit the category better, the better. If not, you end up being a bit penalized by the criteria, but it's still a valid shot.
All right, thanks.
No problem. Any other questions? João, we haven't talked to you yet. Do you, if you don't mind us asking, do you have a team already? I know you've came in late in the presentation.
Yeah. I have one member
Mm-hmm.
and probably a third member. So
All
it's
right.
like 3 minimum.
Perfect.
So I guess I have a team. Yes.
Yeah. And do you did you come when you came to the presentation, did you get to see the demonstration of how to find, for example, if you're looking for a fourth or third member, did you see that part of the tool you can use in Taikai?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't
Good,
see
good,
it.
nice.
I didn't see it here, but I think I saw it somewhere. I found the way.
Okay.
Great.
And anyways, the call will be recorded, so you can go back to that demonstration if you need to use the matchmaking tool to find
Yeah,
more
I'll see
members.
it.
All right,
I'll
nice.
see it. Thank you. Actually, there was a question that was somehow related to what I was going to ask. That is, I have a project that is like a network, and it answers to like more than one solution.
Hmm.
So we have like 5 categories.
Yeah.
Yes, we do you want to finish?
Go finish on. Yeah.
So the question is, I feel like the project answers to like three of the topics.
Okay.
As
So,
a tip,
yeah.
as a tip, you should choose the category that you think will have less projects in it. That increases your chance
yes.
of getting selected.
Yeah.
So the most creative you are, because some solutions are straight away, people already have ideas for them. It's pretty straightforward. So the more creative you have, the more chances you get. So try to find a way to move your project around the category that will give you the most chance to win.
Yeah, do this as long as you are willing to take that risk, of course. So make sure you aren't just inserting your project into a category, but you are choosing that category and you are kind of taking a risk you are not willing to take. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk with like my colleagues and the mentor.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Do that.
I guess I'll just develop and then realize which is the topic
being your solution fitting into different categories may not be a problem, as well, as long as you can at least get a bit of a focus on one of them.
Yeah, of course.
Besides that, I think it's all right.
Cool.
Damani, I don't know. Nice. Damani, I don't know if you have another question or. No, okay.
My hand was just up for a while, but
yeah, it's okay.
I will consult with the mentors, as I said.
Yeah.
Because I can see here that category 2 is what I fall under, financing the transition to financing energy transition. More fall under that category, but the biofuel. But in the in the sentence itself, it says it only refers to solar and batteries and not fuels.
See,
Yeah.
it doesn't mention fuels because that category is aimed for a solution to maybe to calculate something like calculating the return on investment of of a photovoltaic not application but a panel, yeah, photovoltaic panel, for example.
Example. Yeah.
But it's more like the financing the energy transition. So it's not so much of biofuel and sustainability. Of course, if you discover that this is the best category, the category that best fits your solution, go for it.
Yeah. Also, the mentors, as Miguel said, they aren't on the platform right now. And when we have all the mentors available on the Taikai platform, we'll do an update on the platform, and so you don't have to keep looking. We'll let you know when they are available.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Any more questions?
Perfect.
So yeah, perfect. It's helped clarify. So if you, like we said before many times, we reinforce that if you have any questions, just ask us, come straight forward to us, make your questions, clarify your doubts, talk to the mentors as soon as they are available to help you throughout the process. Gather your team, register, and apply your projects on the platform as soon as possible, so you can start working straight away and start filling all the deliverables you need. So don't lose time, because there is money to win and an opportunity as well. So I think that's it. I want to say thank you for my part for being here, and the best of luck.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
guys.
everybody, for coming, and good luck. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you
Thank
soon.
you.